Hey, do you like multiplication?
Maybe. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's cool. I like math.
Cool.
All right, let's go over quiz number 10, November 15, 2024, version B. Here you have y equals 1/2 x plus 2 squared plus 4. The student recognized vertex form, wrote that down, got an a value. They know it opens up, so they're going to ignore those two, so they are left with those. But what I wanted to point out is that your h value is -2 and your k value is 4. Okay, so here's mine. I just changed the plus sign to a minus so that you know that h is -2, 4. So left 2 up, 4, a value is positive. The correct answer is C. Okay, question number 2 says you're given this quadratic with roots -2 and 5 and a point 0, 20. So the student recognizes that x is 0, y is 20 is good. P value is -2 and the q is 5. So these are all good. Then they put them in here. So P is -2, Q is 5. Good. Here's where they went wrong. The X value should be 0. And they realize they're solving for A. Y is 20 is correct, but remember that should have been A 0. Okay, this student got it correct, but they just kind of took, that should have been -2 and then got a 5, 0, 20. And then they realized if it's 0, 20, well, that should be a positive way up there. Therefore, your graph should be pointing down. But I think the idea of at least drawing a picture is somewhat helpful. Okay, so this student did a really good job. They put in their y value 20, a value what you're solving for, zeros, p is -2, which turns into a positive 2, right? Q is 5. They got a equals -2, so we know that it's either B or D. And then here's their equation in factor form. Then the standard form, they just have to multiply all those out, which they did. Then they distributed, so this is correct. The correct answer is B. Okay, this student factor out a -1. That's how you got these 2 points. And then they realized it was in standard form, so they got -2, 1 was correct. The only thing that they're missing is they didn't get any x-intercepts. And then also over here, this is where it should be false. 0 is smaller. The -3 is actually bigger. So this is false. So they should be shading in the inside. Okay, this student transformed it, factor out -1, which is good. And then they completed the square, so -4 plus 4, that's 1. And that gives you the coordinates -2, 1. They could have shown work here for the x-intercepts, but that was messy. Okay, this student was trying to find the x-intercepts and they did it successfully through the quadratic formula. And they also knew that the point somehow would have been -2 or the axis of symmetry, so that was correct. Over here, they were trying to find the discriminant. The discriminant is going to just tell you the number of solutions, but they should have just tested it, and here they tested it 0, 0 and a discriminant. You should test 0, 0 into the original equation. Okay, I wanted to show you that they were testing different regions, and this was for a lesson in 1.7 when you're solving the quadratic inequality, when it's just one of them. You would do that. So this is not the problem you would do it for. Okay, so this student changed standard form to vertex form, and they factor out a -1. In our CTS here, they got a 4, but this is really a -1 times 4, so that's a -4. Then you got, oh, the whole thing was they factored out a -1. -1 x squared plus 1, that's fine. So then our vertex is -2, 1, left 2, up 1, which is correct. Max, good. Then they tested it with a 0, 0 into the original equation. They got false, so 0, 0 right here. They're not shading, they wrote the word no, which I liked, and then the test on the inside.
That's all for today, Rebels. Have a mathematical Monday.